All right, for today's workout, it's total body. Equipment you'll want is a bench or an inclined surface, potentially for push-ups, a set of moderate to heavy dumbbells, and then maybe an optional lighter dumbbell for one of our core exercises at the end. It might be fine with the ones you have. You might want some options. We're going to get started with a warm-up, and we have a different type of format for our workout today. So let's start with some squats, feet about hip width apart. You can turn your toes out slightly. We're going to come down, inhale, exhale, come up. So sit back into your heels. Exhale, drive through your heels, connecting to your core on your exhale, thinking about how your ab muscles support you throughout exercises that are not just ab focused, right? Inhale, exhale. All right, let's do 2 more here. And 1 more. Nice work. So from here, we're actually going to use a wall to warm up for push-ups today. So hands about shoulder width apart, and then you're going to walk your feet back. We're going to come up on your toes. The farther away your feet are, the more challenging it's going to be. Your hands should be across from your armpits. We're going to inhale, corkscrew your elbows down. Exhale, push. So elbows are not way out to the side here. We're letting them kind of go down at an angle by your sides. Exhale, push. Keeping a nice plank position, slow on the way down. Exhale, control on the way up, pushing through your palms. Keeping your plank throughout. Inhale, exhale. Let's do 1 more. Awesome job. Come on down. Feet about a little bit more narrow than hip width apart is fine. We're going to keep your hips super steady, arms in front. A little bit of a forward lean so hips are not in front of you. We're going to rotate open from your mid-back or thoracic rotation and then come close. Hips stay still. You can even press your thighs together to help you keep your hips still. Inhale, exhale, let your head follow. Inhale, exhale. Alternating sides, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Let's do 2 more to each side. And 1 more. Last one here. All right, 1 more thing for our warm-up. We're gonna hinge at your hips. So feet about hip width apart. We're gonna tip forward, reaching your hips back, and then come up. So nice long spine here, sending your butt back, feeling a nice stretch in the back of your thighs, your hamstrings. Exhale, come up. You don't have to go super low with this. Stop right when you feel that restriction in the back of your thighs. Let's do 1 more like this. All right, and then we're gonna hinge forward just like we were doing and hold it, arms come down. We're gonna roll your elbows back, squeeze your shoulder blades together, arms come down. 2, and 3, 4, and 5. All right, come on up. We are gonna get started. So we have a different format today. It's called AMRAP, as many reps as possible, but I want you to think a little bit more like as many rounds as possible for today, okay? So I'm gonna give you 3 exercises. We're gonna try to do 8 repetitions of each exercise, and the timer is gonna be 5 minutes. So you're gonna cycle through that as many times as you can in 5 minutes. So what that's gonna look like is 1 or 2 weights up at your chest in a goblet hold. Goblet squat, exercise 1. Down and up. 8 reps, you're gonna count on your own. Down and up. Exercise 2, we're gonna put your weights down and you're gonna do push-ups. You can do them on the wall, on an inclined surface, a countertop, a bench, or you can do them on the floor. You can do them kneeling or full push-up position if you're ready for that. So you're gonna do 8, down and up, and then we're gonna do a dumbbell row. So you're gonna take your weights, you're gonna hinge forward, you're gonna count to 8 here, all right? And then you're gonna keep going and you're gonna do as many rounds of that as you can in 5 minutes, okay? So the timer is gonna be going in the background here. I'll give you cues for form, so you might be on the same pace as me, right? And we're not trying to do these fast. You want to do them slow and controlled with good form, okay? So weight at my chest here, toes pointed out just a tad. We're gonna inhale, exhale, drive through your heels. So you can see timer's 5 minutes. I'm gonna count, I'm gonna do 8 reps here on my own. You can stick with my pace if you want. You can go slower. You can take longer breaks. If you go a little faster, make sure your form is there, right? Make sure you're controlled. Sitting back into your heels for your squats. All right, so whenever you move on, remember you can take breaks in between. We've got push-ups as exercise too, so 8 repetitions, keeping your plank position, corkscrewing your elbows down, exhaling on the push. The lower you go in your push-up, if you're on an inclined surface or on the floor, the more intense it's gonna be. So choose however low you can go with good form, right? If I go where my chest were to touch this bench here, I probably would lose my plank, which is not what I want. All right, and then your exercise number 3, you have rows. You can split your stance to hinge forward or keep your feet hip width apart. Elbows go back, arms come down, connecting to your core on each exhale. Elbows stay close to your sides. Once you finish that round, you're going back to the beginning. So goblet squats, that was about 2 minutes for me. Maybe not for you, right? So down, exhale, up. You can always spice things up at home by maybe throwing a band above or below your knees and pressing out on it. You can go heavier with your weight, lighter with your weight. And if you lose count, just do 1 extra, that's fine, right? Okay, so we're gonna keep going here. I'm gonna actually do my push-ups on the wall next to just go over form. So kind of elbows more down than out, plank position, hands right across from the armpits. We're 2 minutes, 20 seconds here. I think I'm gonna be able to do 1 more full round, so 3 rounds. All right, and then going into rows. So hey, when you hinge forward for your rows, hug those low abs in, bend those knees, bring your elbows back. So elbows are not going up to the ceiling, they're going back by your sides, almost to a 90-degree angle at the elbow. Exhaling every time I pull these weights back. We have 1 minute, 45 seconds here. I am determined to get 1 more round in, and I'm gonna use 2 weights for this last one for my squat here. So maybe you have time for 1 more round. If you don't finish it, no problem. We got another circuit after this. Hopefully you get 8 more squats in there. All right, I'm doing my push-ups on the floor for this last one, and I'm actually gonna do them kneeling. So I'm gonna just grab my mat for some cushion. From here, my weight is forward. Keeping my plank position. You have 50 seconds. I've got 2 more push-ups here, and then I'm gonna come back up for my rows. 30 seconds. Whenever that timer stops, that's when you stop. You'll have some time to get a drink, take a break, while I review our next circuit. 18 seconds. Almost there, guys. 10 seconds. All right, I just finished my third round. Almost there. And 3, 2, 1. All right, so rest time. You have a minute and a half while I go over the next 3 exercises in your last 3 exercises. So you can scoot your mat to the side, and we're gonna be doing side lunges, 8 on each side. You can do these stationary, so wide stance, down and up, all to one side, all to the other side. So 8 and 8, or you can step down, drive up, down, drive up. You can hold a weight. You don't have to, okay? I would say weight at your chest. Exercise number 2, we're gonna come down onto your knees. So you're gonna get your mat set up. You're gonna grab either one of your heavier or maybe even a lighter weight. You're gonna be in a tall kneeling position. You're gonna exhale, press the weight up, hug your abs in. Inhale, back down. 8 reps here for this overhead press. And then our last exercise, we've got a plank on the floor, and we're gonna do a pull through. So roll your mat back a little bit here. And what we're gonna do is put your hands over the edge. The dumbbell's gonna go behind one hand. You're gonna pull through 1 and 1. Alternating sides for 8. All right, so that's our circuit. We are gonna get started with side lunges. You can move your mat. Maybe you use a weight, maybe you don't. That last exercise is the one you might want a lighter weight for it, okay? So we've got our side lunges. I'm going stationary first. As many rounds as you can in 5 minutes, and then we're done after this. Not sure if I'm gonna get 3 rounds in here. I gotta get 8 on each side for these side lunges. Really sitting back just like you would with a squat, right? Exhaling, connecting to deep core. So that way we have some support for your back, your pelvis, by using your abs. I've got 2 more here, and then I'm moving down to my knees. All right, I'm taking my weight with me. You're gonna be in a tall kneeling position, and we wanna make sure your ribs are stacked over your hips so we don't have a big arch or a big tuck, right? From here, we're gonna exhale, press the weight up, inhale down. Ribs do not move or flare out as you go up. All right, and then that last move, we have our plank with our pull through. So I like to do this off the mat because it kind of gets stuck on the mat, but I'm gonna show you just here anyway. So coming into a kneeling plank to start, you can always do this in a full plank, but we wanna make sure everything stays super still. So we're not rocking side to side. You're gonna exhale, pull the weight across with your opposite hand. So it's gonna start behind one hand, you're gonna reach across with the other, pull it through, exhale, pull it through. You can do this on the mat, or like I said, I like to do it off the edge so that way it's not kind of getting stuck on the rubber. It's not too bad actually on this mat, but some of them like yoga mats, it can kind of rip up the rubber. Exhale. So you're going for 8 on each side. So I'm thinking I might only get maybe 2.5 rounds here with these because we're already 2.5 minutes in here. So I'm definitely gonna keep doing these kneeling because this is already challenging for me. All right, I'm coming back up for side lunges. So you keep going at your own pace, 8, 8, 8, and 8, right? So I'm gonna add the step here. So down, exhale up. Remember, we're more than halfway. We only have 2 minutes left. So do what you can here. Inhale, sit back, exhale, drive up. Keep that jaw relaxed, right? Try not to clench. If you're doing that step, try for a soft landing, right? So we don't want to be super loud and stompy with our feet. A little over a minute and a half. That's what you've got. And then we're going to do a little cool down together. Breathe through it. Hang in there. No surprises after this. All right, I'm coming down to my knees. I'm definitely going to get one more round of my overhead presses, but maybe not of the pull-throughs. Maybe. We have a minute left here. Use that exhale as the weight goes up. All right, I'm moving into plank. Last time for these pull-throughs. All right, we have 40 seconds here. So, like I said, if you want to try doing it where you just have some support for your knees on your mat, but you're pulling through. So maybe weight starts behind your right hand. You reach across with your left. Trying to keep your hips as still as possible. Little bend in your elbows. If you're doing it in a full plank position, same thing. Try not to rock. Takes a lot more control. So if you're trying for the full plank and you're rocking a lot, come down to your knees. Using that exhale every time you lift a hand. And 3, 2, 1. All right, stop wherever you are and come back into either a child's pose or a puppy pose. We'll do a little cool down together. Nice work. Butt in the air, head down for puppy pose, or butt towards your heels, head down for child's pose. Taking some deep breaths, breathing down into your back and your hips. All right, and then let's come to tabletop here. Let's do some cat-cows. If your wrists are bothering you, come to your fists. We're gonna exhale, gently round your spine, let your head hang down. Think like a black cat. And then inhale for cow, reaching your chest forward, butt back. Exhale for cat. And then inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. Inhale for cow, last one. And let's move into a thread the needle. So reaching your right fingertips up towards the ceiling, thread it through the best you can. If you need a pillow or a towel or even yoga blocks to put your head on to help support you, go for it. Breathing, maybe closing your eyes here. If you're able to hold it for one more breath together. And on your next exhale, we'll unwind and then we'll switch sides. So reaching one arm up, threading your fingers through and under, maybe even extending your opposite arm. Taking those deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. On your next exhale, come on up. All right, I'm gonna leave you to do any other stretching or mobility on your own. If you have questions about today's workout, let me know.